So week 2 is done. I had such an incredible week with so much fun and growth. It has been incredible. So here's the rundown. Monday, we had kickboxing in the morning with Wim to Warrior, and then I stayed for Gi BJJ. On Tuesday, we had CrossFit, and we actually worked on a running set to really work on our endurance and mental abilities. And on Wednesday, we did more kind of groundwork, getting up while you're being mounted or in side control using the cage. And then I stayed for some BJJ sparring afterwards. On Thursday, again CrossFit. This time we worked on more push-ups, like handstand push-ups, pike push-ups, but also some pull-ups as well, so more upper body. And on Friday, we finished with more kickboxing. And in both on the Monday and the Wednesday, we worked on the same combination that we did last week. We just added a little bit more, and we also worked on the double leg takedown. And of course, on Friday, I stayed more for BJJ sparring. So it has been absolutely incredible. So much has actually happened within a week, and I can already see, for me personally, I can already see my improvement, and I'm functioning better in certain situations that I didn't in the week before. So here's one of the things that I've been doing really well. Like, I've been feeling fantastic physically, because like when you train, you release endorphins in your body, like you feel really, really good. They've done a study on high performance, and 40% of all high performers had a consistent workout routine. Because when you like work out, you just feel better. Like, you get everything moving, you're just going really, really well. However, when you work out and there's maybe like toxins in your system, or you don't have the right nutrition in either in your food, or you're not supplementing the correct way, you could get some issues. I know for a fact that last year, at the beginning of last year, I would push myself hard and I would get these like massive like throbbing in my head, and I couldn't push myself so much, and I was wrecked afterwards, simply because like there was so much crap in my system that it actually held me back from performing better. So ever since, like I have something called what I call power drink. I put my super greens in there, collagen, minerals, but also take some supplements like muscle and bone nutrition, which has been helping with my recovery. And actually, I don't really get that muscle sore, a little bit here and there, but because I did that, it increases your recovery like massively. But I will be talking about my nutritional side a little bit later in a different video. So that has been one. Other thing is this one mentality, like no matter what you choose in your life, no matter what journey you take, this can be key. Because only the biggest thing I took for myself, that I made sure, okay, Balint, you're doing this, but you need to be consistent. You need to be there on the mats. You need to be in the gym training. So we are doing 5 a.m. trainings. I'm there, 5 a.m. trainings. I made sure I mentally prepared myself that I'm ready for things like that. Because if you don't and you slack off, in 20 weeks time, you're gonna be locked in a cage with someone else that might have actually been there every single day, and you're probably gonna get your head smashed in. Now, even saying that, already the classes and the group that we have each morning has been significantly smaller than what we had last week, and it amazes me. Like, I know it's like the first week, like we can be very sore, especially if your nutrition is not right. It can cut, like some people have personal issues probably, and stuff like that, and that can hinder your training. But when you think about it, if you just consistent, that can save a lot of things. Like, one of the first ever advices I ever got from my business mentor when I started my side gig, because I was really hard on myself. I was really putting myself down, like I wasn't performing as well, I wasn't getting as much results as I wanted. And he said, dude, 80% of your results just come from showing up, just being there. Why? Because most people don't do it. Especially like, I'm doing the 6-month challenge. I'll be there for 6 months. I'm committed and consistent for that 6 months. And if I'm too tired, I can't move, for example, like for whatever reason, it's okay. I can still go and just do the best I can. I'll just pull back. I won't go full out, but I'll still be there. because that consistency compounds. Like when it comes to finances, compound interest is one of your bestest friends for wealth creation. So consistency with training is also very, very important. So like I make sure I'm there and I'm doing it. Now the other things that I could be working on and doing better is my routine is not set, and I got a lot of things to do pretty much every single day, even after training, besides YouTube, besides Wim to Warrior, and my routine have been a little bit off. And like there's been like days where I just kind of just sit down like, okay, what do I need to do? I feel like there's so much stuff I need to do and I just don't have enough time. And again, I got a really good advice from my business mentor. He said just write down every single thing that you need to do and just focus on one, forget the rest. Focus on that for 55 minutes, give yourself a 5-minute break, and then go again, choose something else, and just go one by one. By an inch is a cinch, by a mile is a par. If you take on a lot of things, it's gonna be a little bit harder. And the other thing that really came out this week was I saw improvement with my wrestling and my BJJ, which I was very, very surprised. It's like I got really good advice last week from one of the guys that was training there. He's like, dude, there's so much depth, there's so much stuff you can learn here. Here's the thing, just take every lesson, just take one thing away. That's it, just take one thing away. It might be while you're in side control and you try to shrimp away or try to hip escape away, you just get your forearm more on their face and grab their shoulder. And that way you got better leverage. That was just one thing I took away from that lesson. Oh, cool. Because when you're building a house, you want to build a brick at a time. You don't want to grab a bunch of bricks and chuck it on top of it. It's going to crumble and break. It's not going to work. So you need to go one at a time. And it gives you two things. One, it's not overwhelming and you can start building, and you might be a little bit slow at the beginning, but that's okay. But number two, it also actually makes it fun. It's like, okay, what's the one thing I can learn this week? It's like you got that little mission and you can go find that mission. It's an achievable mission and you can get a win out of it. Now, the other thing that I needed to work on is just a little bit more camera stuff, because I was doing way too big videos and it just didn't work. So my space was actually getting filled up all the time. So after I set it, I actually missed quite a few opportunities to take some shots on both on Monday and the Tuesday, because it took me a while to figure it out. But again, that's learning, and that's the other thing I wanted to talk about, is that when you are learning equals failing. You have to fail to learn, because if you don't fail, you don't learn. Like failing helps you increase your ability to learn. A lot of times people are afraid to fail because maybe our school system told us like if you fail, like if you fail this class, it'll be the end of your life or whatever. And when you get that for years to come, it does affect your psyche. But if you think about, okay, failing, I'm learning, I'm actually stepping forward, I can't see the results yet. But again, when you're driving at night, you can only see that few meters in front of you. You can't see anything else in the dark. You only see what's in front of you. You can't see the big picture until you get there. So keep failing, but also the other thing is, if you do get a win, recognize it. That's awesome. Like for example, Wednesday in BJJ class, we did this really cool takedown where someone actually grabs onto your head, and then from there you flick them off, you grab their hand, you grab him in this crossed way, and then you take him down. And first I was learning, I'm like, holy crap, this is way too much. I'm not sure if I can do this. But then Friday hits, I pulled it off at least 2 times on people. I was surprised myself. I'm like, holy crap, I just learned this and I'm already doing it. How cool is that? So give yourself permission to fail, but also give yourself permission to recognize your wins. Because if you win, you see, yes, I'm getting places. You're recognizing these little milestones. That's a part of the journey. That's part of the experience, which is so awesome. Because I'll tell you a little story. Like, I used to be a toxic perfectionist. And perfectionism is just a fancy way of saying procrastination. Like, you don't get as much done and you're very, very harsh on yourself if you're a perfectionist. And it can be very damaging for not just your happiness, but like your overall fulfillment. Like I would achieve a goal, but then I get there and like, it's not good enough. Like I need to do more. It was like, here's the thing. You're gonna get to the end and like, even if you do like a massive goal, like you have like a massive dream, and then you push yourself and you get there, and then you're done, and then what? And then you realize like, damn it, I could have like enjoyed that while I was doing it. So recognize your successes, allow yourself to fail, and it's gonna be a much more fun journey, because that's the key. It's enjoying the journey, who you are becoming. Who you're becoming as a person, as a martial artist, as a businessman, as a mother, father, teacher, son, student, whatever. It's who are you becoming by enjoying that journey. So that's it for this week. I hope you had fun like I did. And subscribe to the channel, make sure that you get notified every time that a new video comes up. Also, like and comment below. Let me know any questions or anything that you want to see, particularly that either I mentioned or in future videos. So that's it. Have an incredible week. I'll see you in the next video.